Perfect. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to week number, I believe, 4. I hope things are going well. I know baseball is starting in most provinces now. Looks like I haven't checked like in the last half day, but looks like Saskatchewan is still a no-go, and I believe Ontario is still not clear as far as when they're going to officially be back. But the rest of the country seems to be on track of having some baseball, at least starting practicing. I know in some cases PEI has started I think 2 weeks ago now, or a week ago. So we're going the right direction, guys. So hopefully this challenge will help you and help the players get ready for when things officially get started on the more official state of things here. So this week, let me share, but before I do that, I just want to share with you this, and I know I talked to you about it, and I know Jeff knows about it too, but this is really exciting. This is happening on the 20th, so that's Saturday. I know I talked to you guys about it, I believe last week. We have a great lineup of speakers for that event that it's called Timeout, that it's coming our way really, really soon, and Jeff is one of the speakers. Close to 300 people registered already, and we haven't released officially. What you're seeing here is going to be released tomorrow. So we believe we're going to get close, or maybe go beyond 1,000 spots that we have available there. But if you look at the quality of the speakers that we have there, like Olympic coaches, authors, high performance directors, you got people from the Blue Jays, you got researchers, you got hockey coaches, and it's really diverse. As you can see, we got males and females included in our programs, like some head coaches, expert in human performance, manager of coach development, topics such as sleep will be there as well. Dr. Stephen Norris, if you haven't never listened to Steve talk before, you're going to be blown away by his passion and his knowledge. It's free, guys, so if you want to join, really, really easy. You're gonna receive the link to this tomorrow. We're going to send it to you guys, and by clicking on this link here, you're going to be able to register for free. So that's coming our way next week. So that's coming really, really, really soon. Jeff, anything to add on this?
Yeah, no, I'm excited about this, and I'll tell you guys, I've been talking to some of the strength coaches and performance directors from major league teams around North America. I'm blown away how many guys are actually going to be attending this because of the quality of the speakers. But I think if you look at the information that's going to be presented, this isn't just for high performance people. This is going to give everybody a great perspective. So if you have parents that are really, really engaged in their athletes' development, this is going to be great perspective for parents as well. So I think, for coaches, parents, and certainly the athletes, it's going to be a pretty special day. I can't wait.
Awesome. So please join us, guys. And it's a TED Talk format. So if you're not familiar with TED Talk, it's like 15 minutes of presentation and a couple minutes of questions. And we just go one after the other. So based on the schedule, you can opt on, opt off whenever you want. So it's like a buffet. So you take whatever you want and you come back for seconds if you want, and you're gonna get some more. So this week's soccer test. So as we do usually, let's go through the description of the test first, and we'll answer some of the questions, if any. So let's watch the video here to start.
From a standing position, the athlete touches their feet in front of their body. The first is the athlete touches the inside part of his right foot with his left hand. Then he or she touches their left foot using their right hand before performing the same task behind them. The athlete must perform as many cycles as possible during 30 seconds. A cycle is when the athlete makes 4 successful touches in a row.
All right, so just to repeat some of the information there. So the test is 30 seconds. It's quite challenging. And you saw from the videos, or there's different speed at which kids are able to perform the test. if you look at that kid at the beginning here, so it's just a bit younger.
First is the athlete touch.
You see how slow he was comparing to this kid. This is full speed. It's not accelerated. So you see the range of movement it's going to happen for your kids also when they learn how to move it. So the key thing here is 30 seconds. It's quite demanding. During the 30 seconds, when we talk about a cycle is 4 touches. So 2 touches in the front and 2 touches in the back. So that's 1. And then they repeat that during the 30 seconds. So that's a number of cycles that you're going to record in the system. Jeff.
Yeah, great drill, you guys. And I know this one is a really interesting one. It's a ton of fun, too. It's a great time to have some fun with your players. You can see the body position here compared to the younger player. Again, this just builds off of what we talked about last week. If you look at the body position of that younger player, he's back on his heels, trying to struggle for his balance. This is a really, really good example, guys. That older player, if you look at what his body position is, he's got that forward sort of athletic body position. But when he's doing the drill, if you watch his head, it hardly moves, you guys. And this is a really, really good example for your players to watch. You know, we talked a bit about it last week, you know, watching the center of gravity moving up and down, it affects our vision. But Andre, if you just play this for a quick second, just watch the movement of his head. It's virtually still. And this is something that we strive to, you know, reinforce in almost every drill that we do.
You want this one here or the
Yeah, you can just play it from here. Yeah, with no sound would be great. If you watch this youngster here, he starts getting sort of back on his heels a little bit. And you see how his head goes down to meet his feet. And I think you're going to see most of your players do that. It's a very, very natural thing to go down to meet your feet. Watch this though. He starts out pretty good and then he levels out. The only thing I'd like to see, guys, is I'd like to see eyes up a little bit, sort of field of vision. That's a little more advanced. But he's pretty stable here and he's forward. And again, the only other thing maybe coachable, if you see how his steps go wide and his center of mass is moving side to side, just reinforce that whole concept of quiet movement. They'll be much faster. And this is another example, guys, in doing this test where slower will be faster. Keep those feet coming down in the same place, staying forward, very little up and down. And these are things you guys can work on over the course of the week. Now, there's a massive learning curve on this skill. It's not like a typical run or agility. Guys can get better. Athletes can get better just from practicing this. So what I would suggest maybe is just from our perspective, what we did with our young players, our 10, 11, 12-year-olds with this drill, is we had them start very, very slow, just walking through it, getting a rhythm and working out some kind of rhythm or saying in their mind that just sort of keeps the flow going, a beat, so to speak. And then what we would do is we started off with a 10-second, a 10-second test. And in 10 seconds, they go around 2 or 3 times. And then over the course of the week, we added on time till, 2 days before testing, we go in the full 30 seconds. And it is tough. Like 30 seconds of this is really, really tough, especially when they're locked in and focused. But if you build up and then over the course of the week, just add in another teaching point. So like, for example, probably the first thing would just be rhythm and trying to stay quiet, staying forward and stay quiet. Have them walk through, have them go through a test. And then if you see them bouncing up and down or moving too much, just get them to practice being aware of nice, again, quiet feet, quiet touches on the ground, and very little movement of the head. Then you can start working on building up speed and time towards the end of the week. I guarantee this is a great drill to do in a group as well, because guys challenge each other and they cheer and have a good time, but everybody will get good at this. The drills that we have picked out here kind of build off of last week as well. Little line hops, like we talked about, whether it's tape on the ground, line hops with those exact same teaching points. Quiet feet, staying forward, soft feet on the ground, and keeping the head as still as possible. So this is Olivia here. And what we would like to see, we'll just watch this drill. It's not too bad. And guys, you're only limited by your imagination here. Diagonal grids up and down. Here's a little L grid. Okay. and you can get them speeding up. Right foot, left foot, you can change it. Again, there's a diagonal. So many things that you can do, and you can build this a challenge. Now, if you guys just pay attention, this is a really good view. Andre, if you can go back to the start of that one. Hey guys, just watch how much her body moves here, okay? This is the first time she's done it. So this is kind of what we expect all of our athletes, even our older guys, to do when they do the drill. You see how much her body moves with each hop. Boom, she moves, her whole center of mass is moving. So much work, so much time. If you guys look at my pen here, Andre, if you can pause that for a second. If you guys look at my pen here, what we'd like to see is when they're hopping, we'd like to see the center of mass pretty much stay in place and the feet moving underneath, so our head stays stationary rather than the whole pen moving like this or the whole body moving. Keep the center of mass stable and have the feet working underneath the center of mass. It's a all important skill in everything we teach down the road. That's why I love this test so much. Does that make sense to you guys? Trying to keep the head stable while the feet move under the center of mass. Such an important skill for our sport in every single position. And if you watch here, we gave her a few teaching drills. This is over the course of 10, 15 minutes. If you see her here, she's moving a little bit less, but when they do her next body shot here, we told her, it's exactly what we told her. Hey, have your feet move underneath right here. You see, her head is staying pretty stationary. She's made a great adjustment right there. And that's what we'll expect from your guys. And everybody will get so much better at this drill. And then we start expanding that into the drills for baseball.
Jeff, what's your perspective on left and right? So should they focus on one side only, both sides? Like how should they perform the drill there?
No, you have to do both sides. Yeah. And typically what we challenge our players to do is start on their dominant side or the side they're good on. Okay, use that as a guide and work up the non-dominant side to be as effective or as quick as the non-dominant side. So you definitely, like everything we do, we definitely want to encourage them to practice all of those line drills. And again, guys, you're only limited by your imagination. You could set out 2 or 3 different ones. Start with your dominant side, finish on your non-dominant side. And then over the course of the week, you will be absolutely amazed at how quickly those two come together. The non-dominant side, okay, really influences the dominant side and vice versa. As a matter of fact, in some of our research on injured players, guys who might have a knee, ankle, or hip injury, we'll get them doing just one-sided drills. And we know that if they're focusing on it and thinking about it the right way, those one-sided drills transfer into the injured side performance when they start returning. So there's a lot of valuable things here, but without question, as much time on the left as the right.
Any questions? Like there's only one drill proposed on the lab website. Jeff, are there any other drills that you would recommend that could help?
River dance videos. See, the great thing about this, we talk about diversity and multi-sport athletes. We're setting these guys up for river dancing careers here as well. So, I mean, that's another great thing that comes out of this drill. But yeah, toe touches. Hacky sack is a great drill here, guys. Inside, outside hacky sack drills is another great drill here, whether it's partners, but allowing them only to touch on the inside of their foot or the outside of their foot. Really, really good. Also, those line hops with foot touch drills. So get them pretty competent in a line hop, whether it's a diagonal, an X, or an L. Get them really competent on that on the left and the right, both ways, and then add in a tap on each hop with the non-weight bearing foot. And that really crosses over into this drill as well. And of course, again, the guys from Alberta last week sent in some video of their young players going through the ladder. I think we saw some of those. Again, such a great drill, and there are performance experts out there that, say, hey, a ladder and a tee are useless in the game of baseball. You guys, I just want you to just not listen to any of that stuff. If the tool helps you solve a problem, it's an incredibly valuable tool. And so for me, the ladder, like we talked about last week, the ladder actually, helps them in their perspective, right? Instead of going into those ladder drills or speed ladder drills saying, okay, holy smokes, I've got to do this, I've got to do this. If we just change the perspective of, hey, the ladder is showing me where to go. It doesn't get any easier. We can transfer that into our communications when we're talking about baseball as well. Because listen, every player that I know sometimes gets adversarial with the game. Oh man, I got to throw it there, or I've got to hit it there. Where if you really frame it right, the glove is showing me where to throw it. The ball's showing me where to swing my bat. The ball's showing me where to move my body. It's a real important perspective. In all those drills, you can talk about it. And that's what I like about, you know, the development in this kind of a setting. And again, remember, we have to walk before we can run. I would have the kids just really starting, even walking through, and then give them a 10-second challenge. And then over the course of the week, give them a couple drills. Wednesday, maybe give them a 15, 20-second challenge, and then build it up, you know, for a pretest, and then bust it out at the end. Everybody's going to get better.
Any questions?
The dominant side is their preferred foot for kicking, hacky sack, or if you were standing with your feet parallel with your eyes closed, just with a soft push, it's typically the foot you step forward with.
Any questions for Jeff? Any observation? You can type it in, or okay, so you got a question here on the chat bar. I don't know if you can see it, Jeff. Is that the one you just answered?
Yeah, the dominant side, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Any other questions? You can say it, opening your mic if you want.
And you guys, hey, get a video of you guys trying it. Trust me, your kids love seeing you just trying this stuff. Honestly, don't even worry about looking. It's hard. This is a hard drill. It's like that scissor thing the kids do. I still can't do it. My little niece is challenging me with that thing. Has anybody been able to figure that thing out? You know, they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, the neurologists they're trying to encourage everybody to understand that, hey, we can still learn. But I'm telling you, that little scissor thing the kids do, that is tough. And so is this drill. So, you know, getting a video of you guys or getting on there and demonstrating the drill, the kids would love it, man. And even the older guys as well, you know, challenging them and just making it fun. And it's a good time. This is a really, really important drill in the big picture, guys. It really, really is.
And a fun one too.
Yeah, really fun.
Any other questions before we wrap it up? We're getting good at this. Yeah. So, by the way, Todd has set the bar really high with his videos. So you guys need to catch up a little bit. It's been awesome. But guys, again, like I said earlier, try to put things on social media. I think it's going to create some attention, like on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and I'm sure Adam at the office will pick it up and retweet or repost or like or whatever it is. But let's get on it. Let's your
thanks,
kids.
Andre. Thanks, Andre, for the shout out. But guys, I know it's all for the kids. They're having a blast with it, and they're getting ready for the seasons here in Newfoundland. So thanks for the shout out. Appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, guys, if there's no other questions, and if questions come, you know how to reach us. We're usually quick to answer as well. A question from Keith. Just curious, are we skipping the hurdle drill? We're not. I believe in 2 weeks, we're going to have 2 tests in the same week.
Yeah.
And the hurdle one will be part of that one. Okay. Cool. That was a good question. So if no other questions, thanks guys. Keep it up, and we'll see you guys next week for sure again.
Thanks, guys. Have fun.
Thank you.
Awesome, guys.
Thank you.